Hey, so we lost. Let's take away people's rights. 18-year-olds are not mature enough to make decisions about the future of our nation. Raise the voting age. My daughter was graded 7 over 10 and 14 over 10 in her homework, just to color some objects, last week and 2 weeks ago, so I wrote in her correspondence book that 14 over 10 was an error. School replied, "Tara's mum, those were dates. We do not grade toddlers." I'm embarrassed for myself. Texas mother lost her home and job and was threatened with jail after asking 8-year-old son to walk home alone. There are 89 registered voters at Norman, the homeless shelter. That's 89 votes cast for liberals that they didn't earn. Now multiply this by 100 million nationally and you will see how liberals are stealing selections. The people have spoken. Trump will be reinstated. Vox Populi, Vox Dei. Reinstate former President Trump. Not gonna lie, corporations being forced to come on here and publicly say shut like, "We apologize for the impersonator account, that everyone deserves food, clean water, and shelter, that is absolutely not what we stand for," is pretty funny. A fork in the road. Going forward, to build a breakthrough Twitter 2.0 and succeed in an increasingly competitive world, we will need to be extremely hardcore. This will mean working long hours at high intensity. Only exceptional performance will constitute a passing grade. Twitter will also be much more engineering driven. Design and product management will still be very important and report to me, but those writing great code will constitute the majority of our team and have the greatest sway. At its heart, Twitter is a software and servers company, so I think this makes sense. If you are sure that you want to be part of the new Twitter, please click yes on the link below. Anyone who has not done so by 5 PM Eastern Time tomorrow, Thursday, will receive 3 months of severance. Whatever decision you make, thank you for your efforts to make Twitter successful. My father-in-law believes a YouTube video with 2 doctors who told him the vaccines changed your DNA over me, an actual vaccine researcher. How's your weekend going? Unarmed queers in a gay bar in Colorado Springs were able to do what hundreds of armed men couldn't do in Uvalde. Football daily. Today I feel Qatari. Today I feel Arab. Today I feel African. Today I feel gay. Today I feel disabled. Today I feel a migrant worker. President of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, with a strange speech on the eve of the 2022 World Cup. Does milk offend you? I was sat in a coffee shop, minding my own business, but I overheard this on the next table. The waitress said something like, "So that's 1 cappuccino with normal milk, and 1 latte with soya milk." There was a man and a woman. The women said, "Please, can you refrain from using the word normal in a derogatory way like that? Using that phrase that suggests there is something abnormal about the alternative choices." The waitress didn't really know what to do. She sounded serious. "I mean, it's not even funny." She then said, "Please, can I have a word with your manager?" To be fair, she did apologize and sounded like she actually meant it. She went and got another dude, presumably the manager, who then said they would take the croissants off the bill as an apology. What are your thoughts? Does milk really offend that much? Starlink is rebuilding the internet in space, so maybe I know slightly more than some guy who wrote code for a website. Men height chart. 5 feet 2 to 5 feet 5. A child. 5 feet 5 to 5 feet 7. Young boy. 5 feet 7 to 5 feet 11. Young man. 6 feet 0 and up. A king. Women weight chart. 100 to 130 pounds. Goddess. 131 to 150 pounds. Queen. 151 to 170 pounds. Whale. 171 to 190 pounds. Mammoth. 190 pounds plus. Ford F150. Extended cab 4x4 with proto package. Justin Bieber paid $1.3 million for a Bored Ape NFT. It's now worth $69,000. Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs are sinking in value this month, with the floor price now down 84% from the April peak. Ellen, There's a bunch of us in SV who will come up tonight to help on the infra side to keep the site up. If you need help, just ask. Thanks. My parents are taking the news of my career change well lol. A hand model for bourbon? Are you insane? It's $100,000 a year lol. I would like to apologize for my earlier comments. Just went to order a coffee at Starbucks, which I usually do not do, and the guy at the cash register asked me my pronouns for my cup. I said my pronouns are Trump and DeSantis. His nose earring damn near fell out his nasal cavity. Arkansas ground crew tried to melt the snow and ice by turning the sprinklers on because the sprinkler water is warmer. I'm literally laughing out loud. No context college football. Hell yes. Reinstate former President Trump. Hell yes. Reinstate the guy who called my wife ugly. Texas man falls to his death after dancing on top of moving 18-wheeler passing under bridge. LMAO, my parents were at a charity auction last night, and one of the items was dinner for 10 with Steve Carell. Steve Carell showed up undercover and outbid everyone with $31,000. Now some charity gets $31K and Steve Carell doesn't have to hang out with strangers. Win-win. Alpha males eat wings and drink beer at Hooters with the boys. Beta males nibble on tapas at Spanish vegan cafes with their wives. As a former Hooters girl, I can assure you only betas who like to think they were alpha males ate there. And we all laughed when you left. And we just hit another all-time high in Twitter usage lol. Rome has never been this brightly lit at night. Nero. False advertisement. Purchased the Samsung 8 Series 2 8000, 50 inches. After unpacking, I found that the 50 inches I purchased was actual 44 inches. How's that? The box is only 49 inches. There's no way with the foam protection the TV could be 50 inches. See pictures and video. This is a scam. I need my money or a 50 inches Samsung TV. 642 people found this helpful. What is the weirdest thing a complete stranger has done to you? I got on the bus and a drunk guy tried to hand me a beer, and I was like, nah man, I'm good. And then he handed me $1 and said, I saw that guy took your dollar. That's really ducked up. And I was like, the bus driver? Irresonance no BS when they see it. A rare moment of self-awareness here. And we just hit another all-time high in Twitter usage lol. Let that sink in. People gather in my yard to watch my house burn. Me, wow, I've never had this many visitors before. Well Karen, they're called condos, nut masks, if that helps. Herpes, AIDS, and hepatitis are all viruses, so they tell us. Ever see anybody wear a mask to prevent the spread of any of those? Yeah, me neither. Generation Z is the dumbest generation in US history by a lot. Just look at their voting record. I've never been ripped. Know why? Because I don't dress like a frosty tooth or act overly sexual like most young women. Take some responsibility. FIFA President Gianni Infantino says he will be open to North Korea hosting a World Cup to help unite the world. Attention all shapelifters. Please go to Guess on Regent Street. They've helped themselves to my artwork without asking. How can it be wrong for you to do the same to their clothes? Qatar bans beer sales at World Cup stadiums. The about face on alcohol could violate a multi-million-dollar FIFA sponsorship agreement and signal soccer's governing body may no longer be in full control of its showcase event. Beers on sale at the 2018 World Cup in Russia. Qatari officials decided this week that only non-alcoholic products will be allowed this year. Col Racine/Reuters. Wishing all our loved ones, neighbors, and friends across the country lighting their first candle tonight a beautiful land. Hashtag Happy Hanukkah. What's wrong with wishing us a Merry Christmas? Because it's the first night of Hanukkah and not Christmas yet. Are you going to let people change their names once they verify? Asking as someone who is now stuck as a chicken sandwich. With new release, changing your verified name will cause loss of checkmark until name is confirmed by Twitter to meet terms of service. Ellen, please. As Twitter pursues the goal of elevating citizen journalism, Media Elite will try everything to stop that from happening. Who wants Mr. Bean to eat their catty tonight? Gotta love Mitch McConnell voting against interrace marriage, even though his wife isn't white. That's the most ingenious way I've ever seen anyone try and get out of their relationship. Medicare for all would abolish private insurance. There's no precedent in American history. Oh no, not my beloved private insurance, which increases 10 to 20% every year, costs more than my mortgage did, and doesn't cover anything until I've paid $13,000 first. A Japanese zoo unsuccessfully tried to mate a pair of hyenas for 4 years before realizing both were males. The Indian restaurant I work for is so secretive. I had to sign a legal agreement that I wouldn't share the flatbread recipe. Just their standard non-disclosure agreement. Google it. You spelled non-disclosure wrong, by the way. I wrote an article about poverty on a Native American reservation, and someone sent me an article titled 10 Indian Billionaires, and said, then explain this, and they were all people from India. Please give me an example of something someone said to you that was so astonishingly stupid that you can never forget it. World Cup is cancelled if we lose again. You're definitely not getting your beer now. Raise your hand if someone called you fat and you never turned to white supremacist and murdered 50 people over it. Christchurch mosque shooter was badly picked on as a child because he was chubby, so he turned to lent video games, sparking a downward spiral. Once again, the estate and family of Isaac Hayes did not approve the use of "Hold On I'm Coming" by Sam and Dave by Donald Trump at his 2024 presidential announcement tonight. We are exploring multiple legal options to stop this unauthorized use. Hey, can you change your username please? I'm transgender and I find it kind of offensive that you would use it to describe yourself. Bro, my last name is Tran. I'm Veet. Well, you don't have to put it in your username. It could trigger people's emotions if they don't know. As a Qatari, I'm proud of what happened. I don't know when will the Westerners realize that their values aren't universal. There are other cultures with different values that should be equally respected. Let's not forget that the West is not the spokesperson for humanity. Just now, security guard refusing to let me into the stadium for USA Wales. You have to change your shirt. It's not allowed. Reinstate former President Trump. Yes, 52%. No, 48%. Vox Populi, Vox Dei. 134 million people have seen this poll. How is that possible if the world population is just 8 million people? What should Twitter do next? Remove the discriminatory McCarthyist labels on Chinese accounts. Shame on you if you don't do it. Lol, you don't even let your citizens use Twitter freely. The gender wage gap is real. Should the second stimulus check provide those who identify as women $5,000 and men $1,200? Yes, 21%. No, 79%. Okay, screw this. We will delete the poll and try again later for more accurate results. Your troll votes do not count. You people are pathetic. What if cows peed milk instead of peed milk? How much different would our lives be today? Do you think cows pee milk? Forget I said anything. A new bankruptcy filing shows the value of FTX's crypto holdings is just $659,000 after Sam Bankman-Fried said they were worth $5.5 billion. Adler Ren Bobert, you have played a major role in elevating anti-LGBT plus hate rhetoric and anti-trans lies while spending your time in Congress bulking even the most common sense gun safety laws. You don't get to thoughts and prayers your way out of this. Look and will and change. The news out of Colorado Springs is absolutely awful. This morning the victims and their families are in my prayers. Hundreds upon hundreds of Twitter employees have technically resigned, but still have access to Twitter's internal systems, with some speculating it is because the employees tasked with managing that access also resigned. I can't believe I'll be at 1 million followers soon. There's only 7 million people on Earth. Theranos founder and CEO Elizabeth Holmes walks into federal court in San Jose, California, Friday. A federal judge sentenced her to 11 years and 3 months in prison. Today in Boomers on Facebook, Kathy wishes my deceased mother a happy birthday in the most unhinged way imaginable. Happy heavenly birthday, Susan. Another mass shooting. Don't know if it was an AR-15 style rifle, but I'm guessing it was. The psychos love them. Same people that are absorbing up your literature. It gets them prepped and in the right state of mind. It happens long before the weapon of any shape ends up in the hand. Books, games, media. It's all right there. Thank you for contributing your part of this. I deleted my Perilla app and then reinstalled it. It's now back up and running. Thanks for the wrong info. I deleted my app and there isn't a new one. And now mine is gone. Remove this post as its information is wrong. News. Tesla has released sipping glasses for $75. Savor your favorite liquor with a limited edition set of Tesla sipping glasses. Buy now. If you work for @Barstool Sports and DM, this man I will fire you on the spot. If you work for Barstool and want to have a private chat about the unionization process, how little power your boss has to stop you, and how you can leverage that power to make your life better, Elon Musk calls for anyone left at Twitter who can write software to meet him or fly in to help him better understand Twitter's tech. The American education system has no cultural/racial bias. The American education system. What's wrong with this? Egypt is in Europe, right? Audience reviews. All Quiet on the Western Front, 2022. The film is disgusting with its promotion of Nazi propaganda. It attempts to humanize the vile creatures that terrorize the world in the 20th century and tries to get us to view them as the good guys. Films like this are the reason why we have such a urged resurgence of fascist ideology in recent times. Colleges to 18-year-olds, just sign here. Don't worry about these loans. After you get this degree, you'll have so much money, you'll pay them off in no time. You know, both my sons watched Blue's Clues. Now there's a movie out. Yep, you guessed it. It's infected with the progressive agenda. Blue, to my recollection, was a boy, now a girl. I'm sure in a sequel it'll be transgender or binary. However, the movie review includes the paragraph below. He comes again in unexpected places and faces Sunday 9:30. Some guy on IG is mad that you can vaguely see veins in my bobs. So now we are criticizing women for checks nodes having a functioning circulatory system. Got it? I was laid off from Twitter this afternoon. I was in charge of managing badge access to Twitter offices. Ellen just called me and asked if I could come back to help them regain access to HQ as they shut off all badges and accidentally locked themselves out. Twitter could break as soon as tonight. According to an inside source, the internal version of the Twitter app used by employees is already slowing down. Scoop: Elon Musk just sent an email to all staff outlining Twitter 2.0, writing it will need to be extremely hardcore, long hours, high intensity. People need to click yes to confirm being part of this by 5 PM ET tomorrow, else they get 3 months severance. More details. A Texas woman entering the US told border officials the wooden box in her car was filled with beer. In reality, it was an endangered spider monkey she planned to sell. Texas woman arrested after smuggling endangered spider monkey in box she claimed held beer. The fairy tale is coming apart at the seams. Woman who married doll says marriage is hanging on a thread after he cheated. These two Russian agents in Shevchenkov, Kharkiv Oblast, had their vehicle sputtered out. Guess what they did? They came to a local Ukrainian police station and asked if they could have some fuel. Why are you like this? I'm gonna jump off a bridge if you don't reply. Okay bye, I'm gonna jump. Yo, this duck's homie, he just jumped. Why you ain't reply to him? Doggy ducking dead OMG. Gabby, it's me. I'm in the hospital, I don't know if I'ma make it. Yo Gabby, this is the surgeon. Herschel Walker doesn't come across as the ideal US senator, but the main reason he's called stupid seems to be because he speaks in a heavy regional dialect with lots of colloquialisms. This alone does not make him stupid. He sounds like countless bulks in the deep south. Crown virus dies at 132 degrees Fahrenheit, so literally all we would have to do is put the weather machine at that temperature for 1 minute. 1 minute. We would all be really musty, but it's literally just 1 minute, then boom. Pandemic over. 132. Girl, we are not Thanksgiving turkeys. And that's on Fahrenheit period. This is rich. Staff who didn't sign up for Elon Musk's hardcore Twitter say they still have access to systems. Twitter workers have speculated this is because the team that cuts off access have also resigned. Less than half of Twitter's workforce wanted to sign up for Musk's Twitter 2.0. Samsung doesn't allow you to lower display brightness in bright areas, so it causes extra strain on your battery to die quicker. That's a feature of Samsung's adaptive brightness. You have to turn the auto brightness feature off. In the 3 World Cup 2022 matches before USA Wales, the official attendances have been 67,372 in a stadium with capacity of 60,000. 45,334 in a stadium holding 40,000, and 41,721 in a stadium holding 40,000. Amazing. Not least given all the empty seats. How do you make a small fortune in social media? Start out with a large one. We would like to welcome Senegal, Netherlands and of course Ecuador to a special party at night. Don't tell anyone. Leave your phones. Not a trap. We chill. Instead of buying pads every month, why not get pregnant and save the money for 9 months then buy a house? The Catholic chairman of the US Conference of Bishops has declared Nancy Pelosi is ineligible to receive communion. New Maryland AG investigation into Catholic Church censure base finds at least 600 victims, reveals at least 158 priests accused of abuse. AG found Archdiocese of Baltimore actively engaged in cover-up for decades. They are tainting processed food with aborted babies and you don't even know it. Cop trying to teach high schoolers how to be a good police officer accidentally shoots student. Just because you all go to school and get degrees, that don't mean you gonna find a job in that career. Just gonna leave ya with forever debt, and when you leave this world dem degrees won't matter, they ain't gone. Pass them down to ya children either. Yevgeny Prigozhin, the head of the notorious Wagner mercenary group, says that he is not currently recruiting nully-ripped prisoners, but wants to create a separate cook division to ensure that other convert soldiers do not have to serve with such untouchable outcasts. It's called football. If you're going to use a language and not invent your own, then at least make an effort to use it properly. 10 times 4 makes so much more sense. But you work only 40 rather 5 days 8 hours, thanks 45 hours means more money. 45. Math is hard. You need to go back to 2nd grade math. 8 times 5 equals 40 not 45, Jesus. Both books are bound completely backwards. Gift for my grandson. How disappointed he was to discover both books read from the back to the front. How odd. Don't know if he will be interested to read them now. Real news. Arming Ukraine. Arming Europe and NATO expansion increase pressure on nuclear triggers. NATO expansion should be rescinded. Russia is a nuclear superpower. Vladimir Putin is a democratically elected president of Russia. Musk spent $44 billion on Twitter. The world's population is 8 billion. He can now give each person $5 billion and still have money left over. I feel like a check for $5 billion would be life changing for a lot of people. Math is difficult for you. Yes? I was once like you. I believed what the mainstream news and the government told me was the truth. Then I started researching things on my own. I found out that most of what they tell us is not true. You won't find this out for yourself until you turn off the TV and start doing your own research. Everything you see on TV is a scripted performance with the purpose of shaping your worldview to benefit the powerful interests running the show. Kanye West says he's running for president in 2024. Kanye West said he's planning a 2024 presidential run and has tapped far-right provocateur Milo Yiannopoulos in a video posted to Twitter Sunday. The video, in which West says Yiannopoulos is working on his campaign, comes as the rapper's Twitter account was restored after he was banned from the app in the wake of vile, anti-Semitic remarks he made last month. This is Milo right here, working on the campaign, West, 45, said in the video posted by Patriot Take's Twitter account. Last year, Cade Cunningham signed a deal with BlockFi, receiving 100% of his signing bonus in Bitcoin. Now, BlockFi is preparing to file for bankruptcy, per at WSJ. To conserve water amidst a worsening drought, Southern Nevada is offering residents $3 a foot to remove grass and replace it with artificial turf. The salary for a call agent in my country is less than 50 cents an hour. Not even kidding. Yeah, but it's different when you are from Pakistan and the agents have an accent. It's like you know what's coming and you just want to hang up. I wouldn't start a call center if my agents had an accent. Recess, but whatever. I'm not from Pakistan. What? No recess. I love Pakistani people, they are awesome and sexy. What the duck? Sabi Sands. Sabi Wilge tune. Streamline exploitation and suffering continues. $1 million lodges hiding behind colonialist ideal due to excuse suffering and continue to base. Game drives relentless. No mercy for the Lion King. Absolute boycott. Abases. B. The answer is B. You're supposed to settle down in your 20s. You women were tricked by modern feminism and your mothers. Ask what's more important. My degree, mortgage and ECT. Or my children. Ask any mother what more important than white-toed school and putting off marriage and kids. It's a scam. So you put off kids to make money for a business owner. I make 500,000. I don't look in the direction of any woman over 24. Gave them one more chance after the ownership change. It's a shame what happened to this place. They clearly started making my online order when I got there. While waiting nearly 30 minutes, they turned one customer away because it would take too long. Then the owners/managers got into a fight in the back, and this clueless kid had to tell another customer that they wouldn't be making his order that he had called in previously. Might be moot point now. I may have just witnessed the collapse. You should know what you're talking about before you speak about place, sir. Sorry, your order was not ready and the fight was over the food quality, nothing else. We bought this place with no idea on how to make any of the menu, not to mention was never showed. So we are doing our best. Sorry, that's not good enough for you. Oh, and there is 3 of us here working only. Have a great day. I was laid off from Twitter this afternoon. I was in charge of managing badge access to Twitter offices. Ellen just called me and asked if I could come back to help them regain access to HQ as they shut off all badges and accidentally locked themselves out. Thanks for helping out. You're a lifesaver. Need her to give me a chance so I can cheat on her. Am I spittin'? Or am I spittin'? Gotta cheat first to see if I'll feel bad. That's how you know it's true love. Welp is coming to Thanksgiving. If your brother gets to bring a dog addicted street person to Thanksgiving, then so do I. Lol. Let's do it. Sheriff's office, please make sure to include in your reports whether or not the driver was vaccinated with the gene therapy that has killed millions worldwide. If the driver causes a serious accident, that information should be included in your report. Or if the driver is unconscious behind the wheel, it should be included in the report. Stop acting a fool as well as the death toll continues to rise. My secretary has sent the contract to your Google email address. Do you see anything else you need to change? Please check your contact information. You have the wrong person. Okay, I'll check it out later. But thanks a lot for the reminder. Maybe my assistant remembered wrong. It's the neocons in the US. Genius. They are turning a border dispute into a nuclear apocalypse and you're cheering them on because you do whatever it tells you to. People will say support actual existing socialism and then diss NATO. LMAO. NATO is unironically one of the most socialist institutions in the world. It's literally what Trotsky wanted. NATO missions are part of the permanent revolution to build socialism in all the world. Based shooter. Brah. Bro, you're like 12. Don't get me wrong, still a shooter but mega based. I've just now realized my calling to become a Mormon missionary. Well, that's rip and squidnapping. How much time did she have to serve? Only 2 persons in Wyoming. If I were ever squidnapped and forced to have sex, I would want it to be by her. I mean, she's 73 now, so you might have to help her squidnap you. Met with the delegation of the Central African Republic, which is a landlocked country ranking at the bottom of the human capital and human development indices. They were so delighted to be in India, or a country dear to their hearts. Refund status. Your tax return is still being processed. A refund date will be provided when available. For more information about processing delays, please see our refund frequently asked questions. Please note, for refund information, please continue to check here or visit irs.gov/refunds. Updates to refund status are made no more than once a day. Physics study shows that sheep flocks alternate their leader and achieve collective intelligence. In PTI space now, they are convinced Noon has the best social media network here. What happened to Twitter? Before you ask me on a date, just know I'll only agree to lunch or dinner depending on my schedule, and you will have to provide the following first. $50 for gas. I refuse to ride with you in case I wanna leave. $75 to $100 for a babysitter, or you could pay for 2 more meals. $100 for a Sheen haul. I need to be able to try on a few options for our date. $100 for my toes. No need to worry about my nails, since I don't get them done anyways. Yes, you will be paying for the whole date. No, I won't be sleeping with you. And the second date will depend on how well you tip our server. If this is too much, then I'm not for you. I live my life like this already, and if you can't, then please leave me alone. Ladies, am I missing anything else?